Alright. Hey everyone, this is Chaotic Teal, and welcome back to more Link's Awakening. When it loads. Should be soon. There we go. Last time, we started the game, got through the first couple of dungeons, and spent an inordinate amount of time playing the Crane game. This time, we may or may not play more Crane game, but first we gotta talk to a monkey. Bananas! Bananas! Ooh! Ooh! Give to Kiki? Sure. Monkeys, come! Repay him, Kiki! So, we started the trading quest last time, and this is what we needed it for. To give the bananas to the monkey, so we could get a bridge across this little gap here. Monkey business, done! Bye-bye! Kiki! And they left behind a stick. Right. Do not have Go Fast Boots yet. The big thing being, we can't get in this way, so we need to get through by that bridge that the monkeys just built. Now, before we do that, oh good grief, we've gotten to a lot of the map. Okay, yeah, we should be, yeah. So the next part of the trading quest... Whoa, Brunch, I see you have a nice stick. Can I borrow it for a second? You'll be fine. Now we've got a honeycomb. I don't think we can do anything more with this right now, and even if we can, it's very out of our way to do so. But since it wasn't too far to take care of that, I figured we'd just go ahead and do it. Anyway, the actually progress-shaped step here is going to the castle. Though I don't actually remember. It doesn't look like we've been down there. Oh well, that's fine. Technically, there is someone who should be, asking us to go into the castle, but I don't see any reason that we can't just go in of our own accord. We do have these knights now. Rather pesky to deal with. But this bird drops a golden feather. Golden leaf, whatever. Feather, leaf, bird, tree. Practically cousins. So if we had gone over and talked with our friend we haven't met yet, then he would have asked us to retrieve his 5 golden leaves from the castle for him. We haven't actually heard that from him yet, at least as far as I can remember, but we're gonna do it anyway. We get one of them by taking out this bomber knight. We've got 2 leaves and we haven't even entered the castle. But that does appear to be all we can do on the outside. So we may as well let ourselves in. We've gotten this far. These spear throwers are rather annoying, especially when they come in groups. Oh, we can't use our shield when the little slime. But taking all those out gives us another golden leaf. And I would respond to those questions with the corresponding Monty Python responses, but I don't remember them. This game is one of the few in the series that I feel, at least of the 2D games, that regularly makes use of the shield for basic combat. And I guess that partly depends on your playstyle, but I feel like not needing to well, that didn't go well. Not needing to equip it as a separate item makes it much easier. Also fair. He looks friendly. Can we? Just... How many bombs does it take? Now I'm curious. He might respawn. That is an excellent question. I think that the true answer is that only you can discover the knight that you are. Also, that door is obnoxious in the original version of the game because it doesn't have a jar mark on it, it just looks like a normal door. Oh no, he came back. I wouldn't say this is going well. I guess that depends on the nature of the exact thing. Because, like, if it's an anthill or something, and not, like, angry bitey fire ants, just boring old normal ants, I could squash the heck out of them. Presuming I need to. I wouldn't just go out of my way to stomp on an entire hill's worth of ants. But if the things that are smaller than me are like venomous spiders, then no, I don't stand a chance, nor would I bother to try because I hate spiders. But if the things that are bigger than me are like bears, I couldn't even take one bear. But if the things that are bigger than me are like I don't know, a plant-eating dinosaur, I feel like the dinosaur is not going to do much to me. Unless I even get stepped on. Anyway, we should have talked to this guy first, but we didn't. Salutations. You wouldn't know by the look of me, but I used to live in the castle. My servants went berserk and I was forced to flee to my villa. So you're looking for something, are you? I may just have what you need, but first I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left behind in the castle when I fled. Smashing! To tell you the truth, there are 5 leaves and I want them all. Okay, you'll need to do some digging, so buy a shovel. Are you off then? Good luck! I don't actually think I had to do any digging to get those. Ah, Tripyan! I see you have recovered all of the leaves. Now move this statue and you'll find your reward. This isn't exactly a well-kept secret, but Prince Richard here is actually from a different Game Boy game. The Japanese name of which I don't know, but I know that it translates roughly to "For the Frog the Bell Tolls." He's a secondary character in that game, but it was never actually released in the US. Same game that the Prince Assist Trophy in Smash is from. The one who can transform into a frog and a snake. You know, fun facts. There's a fan translation I need to get around to playing or something. You may have guessed from the name, but the gimmick of this area is that the plants hide death. It's not like it's random or anything. It's just that a lot of these little shrubberies here have pits underneath. I don't think I was supposed to be able to get that yet. But, you know, by believing really hard and also falling in a pit, we can prevail. Also, while we didn't actually need the shovel to get the leaves back, we do need it to get this key. That's the slime key. It looks like it'll fit nicely right here. So now we can just head back around. It is interesting that when it resets all of the grass and bushes and stuff, it doesn't reset the ones that were over pits. Just looks kind of neat. I'm sure if we got far enough away it would. I've been up here already. Also, how many seashells do I? I'm gonna guess that I came up here last stream. Because there's definitely one buried in one of those dirt patches, but we're less than 15 minutes in, we're already in the next dungeon. This is the Key Cavern. That worked out nicely. I think that those walking bombs are actually just called bombs. I mean, there have been plenty of Mario references and enemies in this dungeon, well, in this game so far. Oh, excellent. Got a piece of power. Got a box of slime. Got a room we can't do anything in yet. Unfortunately, we can't take out that slime and still get over here. Things are complicated. But on this basement floor, we've just got 4 doors that require keys. Only got 1 key, so we'll just try one. These enemies are interesting. They will teleport and shoot at you. If you get close to them. So one viable tactic, at least with what we've got right now, is just to throw bombs at them. Which the game's pretty well encouraging. Also, I just think it's kind of neat that this conveyor belt goes all the way around the room. I mean, we do need to stop it before too far, because it will dump the key right in a pit. Though I'm sure the key would then respawn. Fortunately, they always teleport back and forth between the same spots. So it's not difficult to force them into activating your trap card. So far, the downstairs hasn't been super useful for us, but I guess that just changed. Oh good, another key. I mean, the key thing here is kind of I almost just said safe. It's kind of just a failsafe, so that no matter what door you open first, actually will be a little trickier. No matter what door you open first, you'll still be able to get another key and continue to progress. Case in point. Somehow or another, every one of those rooms led to another key. I actually do want to go back before we get too caught up in running off, because flipping that switch should give us access to a couple of different things over on this side. There's this chest, which has the stone beak in it. The Guardian Acorn and the Piece of Power don't stack, by the way. Getting one of them replaces the effect of the other. But what we can do now that we've got this down, get this chest over here. You know what? Sure. This chest has the map. And now we can see why it's called the Key Cavern. Well, we very badly confused that Stalfos. Oh well. It's fine. We're good. Nothing is broken. There are some weird quirks with the fact that this game actually has 3D physics. You know, since it is 3D. The strange teleporting platypus duck enemy really doesn't pose too much of a threat in that room. Since it teleports when you get close and then shoots, and it always teleports to the other side of a wall. I wonder if we need to do something there. Well, would you look at that? Well, would you look at that? We can't do anything. Other than break these pots. Become even fuller on life. Let's check up here. Alright. These bombs make a scary smiley face. They just walk up to you and explode. Not fun, but at least we have the compass now. We're not gonna mess with those again. No need to. Oh gee, there's a chest somewhere in here. Where could it be? I think what's most interesting is that of those rooms downstairs, 2 of them are completely optional. Because you spend a key to get in, and then you receive a key in the room. So, if you just don't go in the room, you never use the key. So you just have it for later. These little link-shaped door passageways are kind of bizarre. Some more bombs. Please explode over there. Please explode over there. Thank you. Let's check with this owl. You defeat the black monsters with the hard shell. Feed them something explosive. Oh good, money. We're over halfway to affording the bow. Perfect. We'll have to go back around there in a minute. Because there's clearly something important there, or the compass wouldn't be beeping at me. Okay. So in here, we've got those creatures with the hard shells. Sword doesn't do anything, but every enemy that has ever been hungry in a Zelda game will gladly chomp down on the nearest explosive they can get their face on. Also notably, the fuse on these bombs resets when you pick it up. I've already got fairy. That is the jump button. So, if you throw and it just kind of plinks off the side of this thing... Okay, well I really don't know what you can do about that one. But... if it just plinks off the side, you can just pick it back up again and it'll be fine. They will, however, refuse to eat for a few steps after you successfully get them to ingest an explosive, which I think is a pretty fair response to being force-fed a bomb. But taking that out gives us access to yet another chest. With the boots, thank goodness. With the boots, we can pop those strange crystal-y things. I really always felt like they were the type of thing that would shatter rather than pop like a balloon. But they gave them a weird bouncy effect in this game. Duh. Functionally, the bombs in this game behave exactly like the ones that are later in Minish Cap. At least the red ones. Again, the green ones are scary. Okay, is there anything over here? That's just a shortcut back. With the boots and the Rock's Feather, though, we can jump over longer pits. It's amazing. I haven't mentioned it up to this point, but there's very clearly this passageway with 4 locked blocks leading to that staircase. And currently we've only got 3 small keys plus the nightmare key. Actually, this will be faster. I think we're going to keep the piece of power for the moment. In here. The warps in this game are very specific about where you can stand and use the warp. But now that we can get through these things, we can do that, I guess. But we can also take out that slime. We can then take out these skeletons. And that gives us money, which means that I'm forgetting something. Oh, right. We never went right in that first room. Because I got distracted by throwing a pot at a door. In this room, we've got one of those things that just kind of tries to push us out. But since we've got the Pexus Boots now, we can outrun its anti-gravitational force and just stab it and get the last key we need. Warp again. I always thought the locked blocks were a little bit silly. Partly, I think, because my first exposure to them was in Minish Cap. Bonk. Yeah, that's right. And in every game where locked blocks exist, and yeah, they have this weird, like, rubbery effect if you try to slash them. Just to show that, because I don't remember whether I did or not. That wasn't the right button. But yeah, if locked blocks appear, then every key notes that you can use the key to open locked doors and blocks. But there are only locked blocks in exactly one place in Minish Cap. And I'm fairly certain there are only 2 of them. I guess there might be 4. Ooh, now that I think about it, there actually are some more in the final dungeon. But still, they don't show up very often at all. They don't often serve a different purpose than doors, but they're kind of neat, I guess. The reason there's a key in this room is if we did skip one of those rooms earlier, this means that we can't ever be completely locked out of a room in this dungeon. It's just got one extra key at the end, so that we could go back if we need. Neener, neener, you can't find me. Yeah. What could the solution be to this mysterious pulsating shadow? Bonk. Who could have foreseen that the slime dungeon would have a slime boss? So Slime Eye here is a strange case. You gotta hit it so its eye splits apart. And then use the Pexus Boots to dash through and separate the 2 halves. It's really obnoxious to try to avoid getting hit right when those 2 halves first jump. Because they both try to land on you there, and even if you do use the Rock's Feather to avoid getting stunned by one of them, the other one's not going to be far behind. It's ultimately not too bad of a fight, though. They don't take too many hits. Fun fact about the Sea Lily's Bell that I just remembered for some reason. Marin is a playable character in Hyrule Warriors, Legends, and Definitive Edition. I think she was in the first round of DLC for the 3DS version. And the Sea Lily's Bell is her main weapon. Woot! How many instruments have you gotten so far? When you play the instruments in front of the egg, the windfish will awake and you will leave this island. Now you must hasten to Yarna Desert. The dark, monstrous inhabitants of the sand will show you the way. Woot! Or something. Okay. So, we do need to head to the desert. But first, there are a couple of things we can do around Mabe Village. For one, I mentioned that we could get into this dream shrine as soon as we had the power bracelets, but we wouldn't be able to do everything in it until later. And that's because we need the Pexus Boots to get past a couple of those weird wobbly... It's just one of them. Just one weird wobbly pointy thing. These enemies will mirror your movements. You're not very good at it in this long corridor, but it definitely makes the Pegasus Boots useful, since we just dash and stab. Now, before we had the Pegasus Boots, we could have gotten that silver rupee. But now that we have them, we can get the ocarina, which is an incredibly useful item. And actually, well, technically it wasn't the first appearance of an ocarina in a Zelda game, but it was the first time that it was properly called an ocarina instead of a flute, since the flute in Link to the Past is very clearly an ocarina. That's the wrong button. That's the jump button. Hello, Marin. Hey, that's a nice ocarina you have there. You accompany me as I sing? So how do you like it? It's really touching, isn't it? Does it stick in your mind? We've learned the Ballad of the Windfish. That'll probably be important. Please remember this song. You should play it every once in a while to keep it fresh in your mind. Oh man, imagine if there was a game where you had to learn music to proceed, but you could forget it if you didn't play it for a while. I guess that's just the Scarecrow's song in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. Except they just never record the Scarecrow's song for you. There's nothing we need here. So you just have to hope you remember it. I still have the Spiny figure. I never placed it. There we go. My husband is lost in the mountains. He must be starving. He'll be fine. I'm sure of it. Okay. So, in the shop, we're 37 rupees short. And you know what that means. That's right, it's everyone's favorite part of the episode, where I play the crane game. In slightly more seriousness, though, we do also have access to that Boo figure now. So, you know, I have a semi-legitimate reason to do this. And we're only 40 rupees off, so it shouldn't be difficult. You may also notice that compared to last time, the magic powder bag there, darn it, is now a weird rock. We can get chamber stones by playing the trendy game that will allow us to unlock more chambers that we can use in Dompe's dungeon creator. Last thing we need to do, and this might take a few tries, honestly, but we need to get this Boo. Back when I first played the game, I developed a pretty good system for timing those platforms, but it's been a year and a half and I don't remember things. It's fine. We'll go for like right here. That was slightly too early. I think that the statue's going to push back up onto the platform and continue moving. Merrily it rolls along. Well, the good news is it moves in a much smaller area now. There we go. I think the Boo is a little bit too large to fall out of the crane. I don't know why the Boo's little tail and hands are green at the tips. It kind of reminds me of like a wild onion. Strange onion ghost. Ultimately, we came out even. But things could have been a whole lot worse. Shouldn't be too difficult to just grab those couple of rupees again, though. Why did I open my mouth? Why are we still here? Just to suffer? The light in the crane, though, is a major blessing. very happy that that exists. Very upset that this is how this is going. Oh, that's not gonna be enough, is it? Oh? There we go. Still did not get in the way. I was a little worried that it would. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. We are going to be 7 rupees short, but I can probably get those just by cutting grass outside, rather than continuing to play the crane game. For now. Of course, we are still going to need to check in after we place that Boo figurine. Come on. There we go. Finish mowing the lawn just to get a little bit more savings. And by savings, I really mean not spendings. Honestly, if you're gonna steal anything in this game, steal the bow. Assuming you don't care about the chamber dungeon. Because the bow, it's really expensive. It costs many rupees. That's Shy Guy. That's the Boo. There he is. My sister always used to play as King Boo in Mario Kart Wii back when we were younger. He was rather happy when Mario Kart 8 Deluxe added back in King Boo. Like, I could care less about Diddy Kong. That's unfortunate. We don't have enough money to keep trying. I could care less about Diddy Kong. Speaking as someone who's never really been able to get into the Donkey Kong Country series. I've tried, I played Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo Classic, and I don't enjoy it. Nothing against anyone who does, I know that a lot of people really enjoy the series, but it is not my thing. It is a little difficult as a game designer, though, when I know that a lot of people really like this thing, but I don't, which makes it difficult to analyze. Let's see. Okay, I know where we're going. But 8 Deluxe also added King Boo and Bowser Jr., who were the characters that my sister and I both played in Mario Kart Wii. I mean, to be fair, I'm still a little bitter that they put every single Koopaling in the base game and not Bowser Jr. And I could walk out on my lawn and wave my cane at Pink Gold Peach and Cat Peach and Tanuki Mario for a while. but it's fine. The Boo statue just made me think of King Boo. When I was trying to complete all the Grand Prix, it always seemed like King Boo was... In Mario Kart Wii again, it always seemed like King Boo was the primary obstacle. Yep, that's too far. So anyway, I think when I first played the remake, I actually had to look that up. Because I never thought to cut that one arbitrary bush that I needed to cut to keep moving forward. Right? Get back here. There we go. We need Pexus Boots to get through here. Also, you can see there is a piece of heart down there, but we can't swim. Trying to gain more life right now will lead us to our death. Okay. So, high on our list of things to do is not die. I know that might be a tall order when we're faced with strange flying mushrooms dropping bombs out of the sky for some reason. But, you know, we just gotta do our best. There's a shell hidden around here somewhere. I really want to get, like, 2 more shells. I might be completely off base, thinking there's a shell around here. But my heart says that there's a shell hidden, and I want it. Being a Game Boy game, the original Link's Awakening had some pretty weird difficulties with its shells. Also, something tells me I might be wrong. But there were a couple of shells that you got for having, I think, 5 and 15 when you went into the Seashell Mansion. But for those specific shells, you had to have exactly 5 and exactly 15. If you had 6, if you had, 16, out of luck. Fortunately, you didn't need every shell in order to get all the rewards for the shells. You only needed, I think, 25 out of 30 or something like that. But it was still a pain. In this one, not only do you get rewards in order, even if you don't have exactly the right number, there are significantly more shells. Because I feel like that's just a relatively easy thing to add. You know, expanding the game, giving you more options, being able to visually indicate things a little bit more. Add some more collectibles. I mean, the max hearts in the original game were 16, which means we would be halfway there in the original game. But in this version, I believe it's up to the more standard Zelda cap of 20. So to actually address this place, as the name said, this is an animal village. You're on a desert? There's a way to get there to the south, but you might not be able to get through if that lazy walrus is in the way. On such a nice day, we need a song from Marin. Go away. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm Shuldonovich. The mermaid statue by Zubay is my masterpiece. I can't do this accent in the slightest. I don't even know what accent that was supposed to be. To tell you the truth, that work is not complete. The art, it's difficult for you to grasp, is it not? We're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on and pretend that I didn't just butcher 17 different cultures with that one line from a red crocodile. Hey, did you know Animal Village and Mabe Village are sister cities? Yes, even though they aren't large enough to be called cities. Anyway, I heard from a very good source that they have a dream shrine in Mabe, and that it has something good inside. Is that true? It's alright. You don't know the proper etiquette when dealing with a lady, do you? You should have brought flowers or something. Then I might be more inclined to talk with you. Oh yes, in my case, hibiscus are best. Now, if you're gonna refuse to talk to me because I don't have a flower for you, you're probably not the kind of goat I want to talk to anyway. That's a statement that I didn't consider that I might be saying today, but I guess here we are. This house sure does look empty, but at least there's a cute little rubber cuckoo in the pool there. Hi-ho! Hey you, is that possibly a honeycomb you have? I just ran out. Will you swap it for a pineapple? Guess we got a pineapple now. Trading quest continues. Hi-ho! Yeah, I know, that tub of goo is asleep right in the way you're in a desert. Once he's asleep, he won't budge for a long time. But hey, take little Marin and wake him up with her singing. That slob would wake up with a jump if he heard her sing, for sure. Excuse me, sir, but I must destroy your pottery. I can't go to Mabe Village because of all the monsters. I hope Marin is alright. So, what we've learned here applies to our lives today. The animal villagers really like Marin. And if we try to go to Yarn Desert, there's a walrus in the way. So, sounds like we need to give Marin a little field trip. Before we do that, please pick up the bomb, Link. Please pick up the bomb. Bomb cave back here. This seems fine. Well, that wasn't the correct button. Alright, you little rat. Perish. That was stupid. I don't really know why I tried to do it that way. Having bats. Another bat. I don't think we're gonna be able to do this quite yet. Get out. Cool thing. Cool thing. Bomb arrows. I think in the original game, we might have been able to get over that by just kind of holding up while we jumped. But we can't do it here. At the very least, there's a much easier to reach piece of heart over here. And that brings us up to 9. The funk. Okay. We also activated the warp here in Animal Village. We can use that to get back to Mabe Village much faster. Because I don't feel like walking. Feels like we were just here. Oh good, Marin's gone. Excuse me, small child. Huh? Marin's not with you? What happened to her? Well, that wasn't very helpful. Yahoo! I worked too hard and now my broom is worn to the handle. That sounds like a quest. Actually, while I'm thinking... We can find Marin in a minute. I need to go do something with this pineapple. If you remember from earlier, Paul seemed to have a fairly good idea that he was going to end up stuck in the mountains. There's not an abundance of stuff we can do in the mountains yet. Rude. But we can start to get up there. I'm not going to go up that ladder yet, because that ladder is important. We can poke around a little bit at the entrance to this mountain range. I'm gonna reset the rocks by going down those stairs. We're in a much better place to deal with them on this side. Those go over rocks. But that does give us another piece of heart. Poke, poke, poke. Well, I expected the slime would get poked as well, but it hadn't finished appearing out of the earth yet. You know, that's not quite how I saw that going in my head. Can't get in there yet. It occurs to me that we're totally gonna need to come up here, like, to get to the next dungeon after we do the stuff with Marin. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good. Open chest, get money. I also might be going slightly the wrong way to actually find Papal. Everything's fine and nothing is broken. Oh, there he is. Cook some things. More things and climb stairs. Ooh. Oh no. There we go. Howdy, Papal. Yep, Papal got lost. Looked just like he said. Now I'm so famished I can't move. You give me some victuals? Here, have an entire pineapple. This pineapple is so delicious, I'm gonna eat it right now. Bon appetit! You just rip that pineapple in half? Here, take this, it's a hibiscus. Well, guess we know who wants that. We'll, stop by when we've got Marin. Delicious, yum, I'm filled with energy now. Thanks for the grub, Brunch. You're a lifesaver. It is in my name. Bringer of the brunch, you know him well. Nothing we can do here. That's a shame. We'll go back. Bye forever. Oh good, Guardian Acorn. Oh good, a piece of power. With as common as those things were, you'd be forgiven for thinking the entire soundtrack to the original version of Link's Awakening was just the power-up music. I don't think there's anything we can get up here. This is a small enough ledge that I'm willing to dig up the entire thing in case there might be something. Update, there was not in fact something. That was actually some of the most aggressive nothing I have ever seen. Anyway. He probably hasn't made his way back yet. I mean, we did just teleport back from the mountain he was on. Let's just see if he's somehow managed to make his way home. Oh good, there he is. He somehow beat us here. I've got to say, thanks again. With 4 boys who look alike, even I get confused sometimes. Hello. Sorry for smacking you, Bow Wow. You'll be okay. Ooh. Actually, yeah, that could be kind of fun. I do like the kind of subtle ways that the lighting shifts depending on where you are. There's Marin. And here's another Guardian Acorn. This quest is brought to you by Guardian Acorns. They're acorns that make you take less damage. Oh, Brunch. I'm glad you found this place. Can you stay and talk to me for a while? Well, I don't really talk, but I'll listen. I wonder where these coconut trees come from. Aaron says there's nothing beyond the sea. But I believe there must be something over there. I discovered you, Brunch, my heart skipped a beat. I thought, if this person has come to give us a message. If I was a seagull, I would fly as far as I could. I'd fly to faraway places and sing for many people. If I wish to the windfish, I wonder if my dream will come true. Hey, are you listening? Brunch, are you listening to me? I'm listening. I want to know everything about you. Huh? The Walrus wants me to go to him? Oh, alright, let's go. We got Marin. Here she is. It's time for an adventure. Also, you may think, oh, I can't zoom, she'll be left behind. No, she will just run as fast as her little legs can carry her to catch up. But if we take her over here... This is my first walk with you, Brunch. It will be our secret place. Aren't you going to say anything? So there are a couple of moments like that in the Game Boy Color version, Link's Awakening DX, were photo opportunities. Naturally, since the photo mechanic didn't come back for the Switch version, those photos aren't all here, but some of them, especially the ones that give you these little scenes with Marin, are still in here in some form. So while I'm here, I want to check the library. We have Boots now. The hidden power of color. There's a new world of color under the 5 gravestones. I'm just gonna... Actually, I wonder if I still have the picture on my phone from when I played this the first time. There's a non-zero chance. It does look like the answer is no, though. Oh well. Try with all your might and you may open a new path. Are you worthy to receive the power of color? What's this world of color about? So, that was a new addition to the Game Boy Color release of Link's Awakening. Even though it only came out a couple years later, they did add several things. Also, bonk. Phew, what a surprise. Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay, Brunch? That was also a photo op. A couple of other interesting interactions. Again, these are pretty common knowledge at this point, but just... You know, depending on what you do, she really likes it when you dig up everything. Here, Bow Wow. you attack a chicken... No, no! Poor hen, stop that! He will tell you off. But eventually... Do it! Do it! Do it more! Huh? No, it's nothing. I didn't mean it. Marin is a kind and well-adjusted young lady. Brunch, do you always look in other people's drawers? Ah, you're a bad boy, Brunch. I just really hate pots. Anyway. The one other interaction. Not very good. Eh? What? Did I say something? No, you're hearing things. Rude, I'll have you know. Those are all the little interactions that I can remember off the top of my head. Okay, almost all. We're en route to another. Sort of. Actually, I don't think over here. She's fine. Since we got the power bracelet, I do want to duck down there and grab whatever's in that cave. I didn't think that was gonna work. Marin, help. Marin's over here like long. There we go. Pardon me. And that puts us in the graveyard where we need to be anyway. Okay. And those have a lot of health. Okay. Oh, good, a fairy. Pretty much. Okay. We want to push this one down. One left. Up. Right. And finally... must have both remarkable power and courage enough to face this trial alone. Way will not open for cow. Wow! Okay. I mean, granted, it would be a little rude to just leave her outside in a graveyard by herself. I didn't know that it would do that. I mean, surely it does that when if you tried to, like, come in with Bow Wow, too. Alright, guess we will wait to do this. So, I'm not gonna go into a dungeon to show this. I mean, I was trying to, but if you go into a dungeon... Actually, you know what, let's just Slime Cave is kind of, or the Key Cavern is kind of on the way. Marin doesn't have, like, health or anything. She can't take damage. She'll be fine. She's fine. What happens when you insult my ocarina playing? Anyway, if we go into a dungeon, he'll make a comment. Eh? I want to go in there? No, I think I'll wait out here. Take care of yourself, Brunch. So if you come back out... Brunch, you're back. Are you hurt? Now, it doesn't have too much to say if you're doing fine. I do actually want to... Well, then I'll have to go through the dialogue area. Okay, there are enemies in the next. So, if we do take a fair bit of damage before we come back out, I'm below half now. Brunch, you're back. Are you hurt? We might have to be a little bit lower. But I think it'll say something different if we actually are. There we go, we're beeping now. Also, I'll refill on bombs while I'm here. Ah, you're hurt! Ah, don't be so reckless! Well, to be fair, I did just get myself stabbed by a skeleton several times, just to see what you would say. So, that's a valid complaint. Even as questionably stable as she is, she does still worry about us. I do just really like Marin as a character. I think that overall she's a pretty interesting one. Especially because it would have been really easy to, you know, in her original design, and even when you first wake up, even in the Switch version, Link comments on how she reminds him of Zelda. And it would have been really easy to give her just kind of a standard, you know, supporting female character and possible love interest kind of personality. Like early Princess Peach or something. But that's not exactly how Marin rolls. and I tend to find that very entertaining. But also, like, don't stab chickens and stuff. If you or somebody that you know enters raging bloodlust upon seeing a chicken stabbed several times, stop. Get some help. And please at least, like, cook and eat the poor chicken so you're not just absolutely wasting the chicken. Right, this is the empty house. Yes, for today's PSA, don't abuse animals. And also, please don't, you know, kill a chicken or a cow or a deer or something without the intent to eat it. Don't just do so purposelessly. Anyway. Oh, you brought me a hibiscus. How sweet. Well, since you are such a gentleman, I have a request to make of you. Will you listen? I would like you to take this letter to a Mr. Wright who lives on the border of the mysterious forest, please. Great? I just kind of like having Marin around, so we are going to continue to drag her around for a little bit. We'll take the warps, though. We can take the warps when we've got, right? Yes. It looks a little weird, but it's fine. Oh, you're kidding. Really? Is there a long way through the swamp that I'm just not remembering right off? Yes, good. It's gonna be very upset if we had to, like, go around and go through the forest and all that. Fairly certain. Maybe that doesn't work in this game. Okay, well that's definitely not good. Okay, cool. We can feed a like a bomb, and it will die instantly. Once again, as with all things that can eat things. Really gonna call me out every time I do this, aren't you? What's this? A letter for me? I'm so happy! And look, the letter came with a photograph. Hmm. Well, I guess I did bring up Princess Peach. She's so beautiful. I must give you something for your trouble. Well, it looks like all I have is this broom. How will that be? Sure, I know someone who needs a broom. We're just not going to talk about that, folks. My job was to deliver the letter, and the letter is delivered. Blam. It might actually be faster to just go through the woods. I was trying to hit the dash button, but none of the buttons I was hitting were the dash button. Have I been in here? Well, I think we can get this, but we can't get that. Oh, we're so close. Some of Link's screams when he falls down pits really make me think of, like, Peanuts. It has the same energy as Charlie Brown falling on his back after failing to kick the football again. I think we're gonna need a little bit of a better tool to get through that. Also, there's a fairy fountain around here, right? Excuse me, miss. Let's heal your wounds and get rid of all that stress. Close your eyes and relax. Thank you. Surely I dug there, right? Yes. Also, to be in... Marin? Marin? You good? To be entirely fair to Marin, it could be that she knows exactly how violent those Cuckoos get when they're beat up too much. And is really more egging you on so that you pay the consequences. But hard to say. Yahoo! Yahoo! A new broom? For me it is, isn't it? Okay, in return you can have this fishing hook I found when I swept by the riverbank. And that is as far as we're going to be able to take this trading quest right now. Because to get to the person who needs the fishing hook, we need to be able to swim. And, we can't do that. Instead, we walked once. We'll board back to Animal Village. I think chances are good that we're going to get to the next dungeon, but not get through it this stream. Ah, it's her, Little Marin. Oh, Little Marin, welcome. Oh shucks, you're here too. Sorry. Yeah, I know, I'm chopped liver. How do these people keep getting to places before us? Yahoo! A new broom! Superb! How did you get here around all the monsters? Why are you here? It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good. It's fine. Fortunately, our little quest/date with Marin is about to come to an end, because we do need this walrus out of the way. Yes, it's that lazy walrus. Do we give him a little surprise? Can't believe the walrus is dead. Wow, he certainly woke with a start. Huh? Oh, he's calling me. Same as always. Brunch, I'm going to the animal village. Please drop by, okay? Finally get into the desert. Hey look, Pokies. As with a lot of enemies in this game, they work pretty similarly to their Link to the Past counterparts. Oh, good. Secret seashell. And if we check down here, looks like that slime was really vibing back there. There's a good chance we're going to end up down here anyway, but just in case we don't, another piece of heart. Whose heart? Who knows? But it's ours now. Take it from me if you do. Wait. Sea bear's foam, sleep bear's dreams. Both end in the same way. Crash. Don't fall asleep at the wheel, everyone. Annoyance. You're only getting in the way. So, basically, Lanmola from Link to the Past, except a little more centipede-y looking, and with a propeller butt for some reason. There we go. Oh, please. Okay, well, we ended up down there anyway. But we do have the Angra key. And I think, actually, what we'll do, now that I've remembered, actually, I think we also want to cut through there and go out south side. Okay, we could have gone around. Well. Really thought there was another seashell around. So the main reason that I'm so concerned about trying to get one more seashell right now is that if we do, we can go to the Seashell Mansion and get the Seashell Sensor, which does not block all seashells from view, but it does give us a little chime when we're near one, which is exceedingly useful and not going to be accomplished on this ledge, apparently. I think we've done everything in the desert. Yeah, we went back there. Okay. Yeah, I don't really see much more that we could do. Oh boy, it's our friend the owl. Hoot hoot. Hoot! The shape of the key shows a fish swimming up a cascade of water. Go now to the mountain waterfall. A leap from the top and you will reach your goal. That's kind of good advice. So for one thing, I think what I'm actually going to do is go back to the graveyard. Please don't ever forget this song. Or me. So she'll be there singing for the animals for a little while. We want to head back to the prairie. Because I want to do that thing. And we'll save the getting to the next dungeon for next stream. Okay, so we pretty much just go in a circle here. Down, left, up, right, and then finally up. And that gets us to the Game Boy Color exclusive Color Dungeon. Interestingly, if memory serves, Game Boy Color cartridges could run on an original Game Boy, but they'd have issues with it. To prevent people who are playing Link's Awakening DX on a Game Boy rather than a Game Boy Color from getting into this dungeon and not being able to properly beat it, they put this red and this blue skeleton here. This is the Color Dungeon, we're the Color Guard. You'll need magic powder to get anywhere in here. Say the word and I'll sell you some. In the original, you actually had to identify what color the skeleton was wearing in order to get in. And it's kind of funny that that was essentially very specifically designing against colorblindness. But in this updated re-release, they've got a lot more support to help make this doable for colorblind players. You can see that these green tiles here have circular designs on them, where the red tiles have square designs. And that'll continue to be the case. In these red and blue things, when they're red they have little circles, and when they're blue they have squares. So if you can't necessarily see the difference in color, you can at least see the difference in the shape, and still be able to solve puzzles. This is money. Admittedly, it doesn't particularly matter what color the money is, since there's no action you need to take in response to the color of the money. In another example of accessibility here, each color changes the amount of cracks that are on these panels. These actually have exactly the same color and shape association that the little puzzle spheres did earlier. It is a little weird. Like, I think that's the only thing I might point out, that they gave the red panels squares here, but in the other cases, red is circle, blue is square. Neither here nor there, because they don't show up in the same room, but I think a consistent approach to that is generally going to be best. Now there are 3. Puzzles. We don't actually have a map for this dungeon, but we can see that it does go on for a little bit. Now that blue's been added into the mix, it has more of a diamond design on them. Boo! I am no weakling. Your pitiful sword is no match for me. You fool! Your sword won't work. Try something else. I don't know if that was the enemy saying it, but it's funnier to me if it is. So, as they said, we need magic powder to get through this dungeon. By throwing magic powder onto this little enemy, who I will point out, definitely intentionally evokes the exact same enemy that you were first encouraged to try magic powder on. And we can just kind of beat the crap out of him that way. Glad I kept going this way instead of going back to check the other locked door. Notably, the color dungeon is totally optional. Oops. I actually want to check something real quick. Okay, good. Try if you dare, make every tile square. I'm fairly certain that in the original game, that would have been a reference to making every one of them blue, which is fine. It's not an inaccurate hint. But it's better for that accessibility approach to reference the thing that isn't going to cause confusion. What a greedy fool. You want more power? A buffoon like you might as well give up and go home. I'll be honest, I don't remember how to fight this thing. Not like that. I guess we just stab it. But with a healthy dose of do it better. Can't stab him while he's angry. Okay. So we're using a fairy. But we do still have medicine from Tracy as well. There we go. That was kind of a mess. Probably could have caught that fairy. That works. Still don't have a map, but it looks like there's a chest up here. Yep. And it's not a key because the compass didn't go off. This should be the map. Or it's money, I guess. Nope, map. Okay. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end here. Colors and shapes. Good design. Okay, this one might take me a little bit longer. Not the one I meant to hit. This is problematic. I think that it does eventually just reset if you get it off track enough. There we go. Was that the correct way to do it? Technically, yes, it did solve the puzzle. It was not the most efficient way, or necessarily the cleverest, but it did work. I don't really know why that's there, except for the purpose of, hey look, colors. This is safe. I'm safe. I don't like this boss. Step back. Take your time. So, that boss is deliberately misleading. Naturally, you can see that it changes colors as it takes damage, but if you leave it alone, it will start to heal up that shell. So, the problem is you have to get it to red and then hit it then, in order to defeat it. So if it gets all the way back to blue, it's essentially just healed itself completely. It's not like other bosses that might have phases, where you hit it for a little bit, it turns red, gets angry, runs around and does stuff, and then it turns back to how it was and you can keep wailing on it. With that, you have to hit it quickly, which makes it... I don't know how you would do that boss without taking damage, because the more damage it takes, the faster it shoots stuff, and you can see some skeletons starting to come down as well. Stalfos, skeletons, whatever. There are too many things that are skeletal in this game. I don't know if all of them are Stalfos or not. But anyway, we're here now. Welcome, Brunch. I admire you for coming this far. I will give you the power of color. If you want offense, choose red. If you want defense, choose blue. Hey there. So, this actually gives us a choice of Tunic Upgrades. If we get the red mail, that essentially acts as a permanent piece of power. Will do more damage. I don't remember if it has the knockback thing, though. If we get the blue mail, it acts as a permanent Guardian Acorn. Will take less damage. I'm fairly certain that in both cases it does stack, so if we had the red mail and a piece of power, or if we had the blue mail and a Guardian Acorn, that would make things even more ridiculous. I tend to prefer the red mail, or the offense power, because the best defense is not getting hit. And if we can take them out fast enough, we're not going to get hit. But if we do need to come back here, or if we do want to change, that portal does lead directly back into the boss's room, and we can ask for the other color, or we can ask for our original tunic back. Okay, it does have the knockback thing. Excellent. So it really is just a permanent piece of power, which is very silly. I don't think the knockback stacks. I think that if we got another piece of power, it would not just send enemies into the sun, any more than we already do. So it is about that time, so I am going to wrap up the stream here soon. But I do want to talk a little bit about how things are going to change a little going forward. So I'm going home tomorrow to visit my family, and I'll be home all week. So there's not going to be a weekday stream this week. I'm getting back early Saturday afternoon next week, so there might be a Link's Awakening stream next Saturday. If there is, it will probably be a little bit later than usual. I might go for like 5 to 7 instead of 4 to 6 or something, because I get back in at 2, which means I'll be able to get back here by about 3, and I might need more time to eat and settle in before I stream. Assuming I'm not too tired, which is a very legitimate possibility, in which case we'll just pick back up on a weekday stream or the Saturday after that. But the weekday streams, starting on Tuesday, I'm going to be, or starting Tuesday after I get back, I'm going to be working in person instead of remotely. So that means that I'm going to be getting home later on Tuesdays, and probably won't be streaming on Tuesdays anymore. But with the way that the school system is currently working, we'll still be remote on Wednesdays, so I'm going to plan to switch my weekday streams over to Wednesday evenings instead of Tuesday evenings going forward. I know I haven't been super consistent with those. I've been really tired lately. But if there's a weekday stream, it will probably be on a Wednesday going forward. And then Saturdays will continue as normal, possibly skipping next week. So, that pretty much sums it up. We'll be continuing with Link's Awakening in the near future, whether that's next week or the week after. And we'll be doing something for a weekday stream the week after next, hopefully. I'm not sure what yet. I've got a couple of ideas. We will see. But until then, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good evening and a good week.